Let's talk about one of the biggest, most frustrating challenges for any team or company, trying to understand those invisible forces that make one group soar and another one, well, just fizzle out. You've probably asked this yourself, right? I mean, you can have the most talented people in the room, a perfect plan, and yet something's off. It's like trying to fix a car engine, but you're blindfolded and can't see any of the parts. And this quote right here just nails it. You're on the hook for the results, but the very things that drive those results, the human interactions, the team chemistry, it's all a black box until something goes wrong. All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll dig into that invisible performance problem. Then, we'll look at a totally new way to see teams using something called vectors. After that, we'll see how it works in the real world, how you can scale it up, and finally, what the ultimate payoff is. Okay, so let's jump right into that first big idea, the invisible performance problem. Because let's face it, the pressure on teams and leaders today has never been more intense. Look, we've all relied on our gut feelings to manage people. But with remote work, constant change, and teams spread all over the place, the mental energy it takes for a leader to just try and figure out what's going on it's just not sustainable. Our intuition can't keep up anymore. And these are the usual suspects, the soft problems that quietly kill productivity. Things like friction over goals, a total mismatch in how people communicate, or a team that just gets stuck and can't make a decision. These are the things that you never see on a spreadsheet, but they define a team's success. So if just guessing doesn't work, what's the alternative? Well, this is where a system called MindTime comes in. And it's not just another personality test. It's a completely different way of looking at things. This slide lays it out so clearly. On the left, you've got the old way, labels, putting people into simple, rigid boxes. You're an innovator, you're a guardian. On the right, you've got MindTime's approach. It doesn't use boxes. It uses vectors to map out a person's thinking style on a rich, detailed landscape. And here's what that actually looks like. See? Nobody's forced into a category. Every single person is a unique point on this map. This lets you see their individuality, but within a framework that lets you understand the entire team all at once. Let's talk about the drive for certainty. Think of this as our instinct for safety, our need to know the facts, to find the truth. It's that voice in your head that says, whoa, hang on a second, let's make sure we understand this before we jump in. It's our brick system. Next, we have the drive for probability. This is our inner organizer. It's that part of us that loves structure, that needs a plan, that wants to bring order out of chaos. It's the force that keeps everything stable, organized, and running on time. And finally, there's the drive for possibility. This is our engine of curiosity, our inner inventor. It's the part of us that is constantly asking, what if? It's energized by new ideas, by change, and by imagining things that don't even exist yet. Now here's the real game changer. Because you're using numeric scores, vectors, you can suddenly do math. You can actually model your team's cognitive DNA. You can predict friction points. You can analyze the group in a way that's totally impossible with simple labels. It's like turning the messy world of human dynamics into measurable physics. Okay, so that's the big idea. It sounds cool, but let's get down to brass tacks. How does this actually work? How do you get from data to an insight you can use to make your team better? You know, it's actually pretty simple. Step 1. You tell the system about your team's context. What are you trying to achieve? What's getting in the way? Step 2. You input the vectors, the thinking style data for each person. And boom, step 3. It generates clear, actionable reports. And here's something I think is really smart. It's built for the real world. In the real world, you don't always have perfect data on everyone, so the system is designed to handle that. It doesn't just break, it degrades gracefully, which is a fancy way of saying it gives you the best possible report based on whatever information you do have. So, what do you get at the end of all this? 2 really important things. First, the team report. Think of this as the X-ray, a clear picture of your team as it is right now, strengths, weaknesses, and all. And then you get the development report. That's your roadmap, your step-by-step plan to actually improve things. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds like a massive company-wide change you've got to roll out all at once. But nope, not at all. It's actually designed to grow with you in really logical stages. It all starts with understanding that people think differently. Some focus on the past, some on the present, others on the future. The whole journey starts with understanding yourself, the me, and then expands outward to unlock how you work with your team, the us. And you can see how this scales up so logically. At level A, it's all about me. An individual gets their own personal guide. Then at level B, you move to us, the team level, with those reports and plans we talked about. And finally, at level C, it can scale to the whole organization. So let's bring this all home. What's the real point of all this? The ultimate payoff? It's about taking all that invisible stuff that causes problems and finally making it visible, and making it something you can actually do something about. And let's be super clear about something. A lot of companies these days are just slapping an AI label on their product. That's not what this is. The real magic, the true innovation here is the stable, scientific framework. That's what makes the AI useful and trustworthy. This one sentence just says it all. The MindTime framework is like the language that lets you finally read what's going on with your team. And the AI, that's just the engine that makes that language easy for everyone to use every single day. At the end of the day, the goal is to lift that huge mental weight off of leaders. When you can see the team dynamics clearly, you stop just reacting to problems. You can finally make conscious choices, and you get to focus on what you're actually supposed to be doing, coaching and developing your people. So when you boil it all down, MindTime gives you a new way to see those invisible forces that make or break a team. It moves beyond simplistic labels to give you real, predictive insights. And the mission is simple. It's about helping people understand other people, and it all starts with understanding yourself. So I'll just leave you with this one question to chew on. What if the physics of how your team works together were no longer invisible? What if you could actually see it, predict it, and improve it? What would that make possible for you and your organization?